Erastus Edung Ethekon, the nominee for chairperson of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission IEBC, has pledged to conduct his duties with neutrality and professionalism if approved to lead the electoral agency ahead of the 2027 general elections. Ethekon appeared before the National Assembly's Justice and Legal Affairs Committee JLSC on Saturday for vetting, where he emphasized his commitment to upholding the Constitution and ensuring the independence of the IEBC. His appearance follows a recent High Court decision that lifted an earlier injunction, which had temporarily halted the vetting process over alleged imbalance in the nominee list. Concerns had been raised by some individuals over Ethekon's previous working relationship with Josphat Nanok, a former Turkana County Governor and a current Deputy Chief of Staff at State House. The objections suggested that this past association might influence Ethekon's impartiality in the 2027 elections. During the session, MPs examined these concerns in detail. One of the key issues raised was whether Ethekon's former role as a legal advisor in Turkana County could compromise his ability to act independently, given Nanok's current political proximity to the presidency. In response, Ethekon distanced himself from claims of bias, explaining that his previous professional experience in Turkana was purely administrative and did not translate into any personal or political allegiance. He also clarified that there were no familial ties between him and Nanok, either by blood or clan. Ethekon acknowledged the weight of the responsibility that comes with the IEBC chairmanship, especially at a time when public trust in Kenya's electoral system remains fragile. He expressed his readiness to restore confidence in the commission and ensure a transparent electoral process. The vetting process resumed following months of delay triggered by a petition that had challenged the composition of the selection panel, citing lack of regional and gender representation. With the court now clearing the way, Parliament is proceeding with the approval process for the chairperson and commissioners who will oversee the next general election cycle. What are your thoughts? Let's have a conversation. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. See you in the next one.
But I will immediately become a duty bearer as the chairperson of the IEBC. And as a duty bearer, it's my responsibility to ensure that this country has free, fair, transparent, credible, but more importantly, peaceful elections. And through that, I know, Chair, our election is highly regulated. From the constitutional provisions to the legislative provisions to regulations, there is an elaborate process through which we conduct our elections. And as the new chair and commission, we will ensure that internally we put our house in order. That if there are any challenges that the post-election evaluation report identifies, if there are any challenges that our partners and stakeholders, for example, through the political parties liaison committee, if there are those challenges that they identify, it's our responsibility as duty bearers to put in place measures to rectify those so that then we perfect our system. Chair, also, in terms of those incidences of malpractices that sometimes make the system appear not to be working, I think Kenyans, I would ask us to trust that in this new IEBC, when we identify cases of malpractices, we should be able to punish those. We should be able to take action in terms of working with the relevant government institutions to investigate and bring those perpetrators to book. So, Chair, I think that is the much.
Will you run away to South Africa if you bugger the election and you leave us fighting one another?
Chair, this is my country and I love it very much. That is why I came back and that is why I want to continue serving it in this.
Why are you working in South Africa?
I'm working currently with African Union, which you know we are member state, and we're also doing things to actually, for example, the programs that we're doing is to support countries emerging from crises and conflicts and that are going through governance transitions like Gabon and Mozambique and stuff like that. So it's equally important work.
You manage in South Africa itself, which seems to have its own peculiar problems with races.
Yes, of course, there are challenges of governance there as well. But for me, when if called upon to serve my country, this is my priority, and it will be my pride.